Hi, this is our Developing Countries project for Rwanda versus Haiti.
Our group members are Anveshi, Kaina, Isabella, Aditi, and Rashida.
So we're going to start talking about infrastructure in both countries. And in Rwanda, I'd say the strongest point in infrastructure that they have is definitely their roads and transport, since they do make up 7% of the country's total GDP and 15% of the total service delivery, while Haiti's strongest infrastructure point would be their investment in ports, like the international port in Port-au-Prince, since it does make up a good amount of their export revenues. However, both countries lack quite a bit of infrastructure in certain areas. Like, for example, in Rwanda, their main concerns do rely on water and the pipeline systems, which have been reported to be very poor in rural areas, and there are major pipeline issues in those areas, which are quite a bit of the country, as well as in telecommunications and the internet, since Rwanda's power and communication services do not meet the needs for the country, and many Rwandans find themselves with the lack of these services in many urban areas. Now, Haiti has some similar concerns, such as lack in internet and telecommunications being very, very limited, with a total of only 4% of households having access to those services, as well as pipeline and sewages this time. For example, Port-au-Prince, which is the largest city, does not have a central sewage system, as well as up to 42.3% of the country's population barely getting access to clean drinking water. They will also have an issue with housing and building facilities, since they do go through a lot of natural disasters, and the Haitian population is left very vulnerable and without basic needs such as housing and sanitation. With that being said, the infrastructure priority for Haiti, so the area of infrastructure that they should mainly be focused on, should definitely be basic human living, meaning that they should be able to construct stable and environmental disaster safe and resistant facilities in which people are able to live in and have sanitation in, and feel safe and protected once these disasters do happen. This would also include having these facilities or houses, homes, built in areas where they can have access to certain education and medical needs. Now, for Rwanda, the infrastructure priority should definitely lie in telecommunications and internet access, because they are a more developed country than Haiti, and they do have these housing spaces and basic human living areas. But to make this country more developed and attract foreign investment, telecommunications and internet access would be great to attract these foreign businesses to come and invest in the country.
I'll be talking about the poverty, education, and health in Rwanda and Haiti. First, Rwanda. According to UNICEF, about 39% of Rwanda lives in poverty, and this is partially due to the 1994 genocide, which destroyed a lot of Rwanda's economy. However, in the early 2000s, Rwanda was able to decrease their poverty rate and increase agriculture, the main sector of their economy, with the help of their government, and currently they're on the track to becoming a middle-income country because of their increased exports and vibrant private sector. Looking at Rwanda's overall health, the poor are likely to face issues like inadequate nutrition and diseases like anemia. Now onto Haiti. About 59% of Haiti lives in poverty, and this is because of the sanitation systems, healthcare available, and poor nutrition that have also led to more than 80% of their population living below the poverty line, and that 59% lives off of less than $2 a day. Additionally, half of all Haitian children are undersized because of malnutrition, a common health issue for the poor, and less than half of the population has access to clean drinking water. They're not even able to get proper help for this because there's only about 36 doctors per 100,000 people. And to have access to this health care and even getting treatment, people need money. But since many people are barely able to get food on their tables, they're forced to neglect getting proper treatment, and they're trapped in the poverty cycle. Now looking at the education systems and problems. The literacy rate in Rwanda is 76%. This is partially due to the expenses of public schooling, so many children in impoverished districts are unable to go because their family have to choose between funding their children funding for their children to go to school, and getting health care for their family. However, children who do go to school live healthier lives and have better job opportunities. Another issue is inadequate teacher training and old teaching methods. In Haiti, their literacy rate is 62%. However, there are a lot of small nonprofits to help Haiti increase their health and education rates, like the True Health Initiative. Organizations like this seek to maximize the quality of education and make it more accessible to younger local children. Also, many schools do ask for tuition fees, which is a barrier for a lot of them, and because of this, it is very hard for Haitians to send their children to school. Additionally, in both Rwanda and Haiti, menstruation is a really big barrier that girls face because while having a period while attending school is a normal part of girls in the West's lives, but in Rwanda and Haiti, a restroom with running water is still considered a luxury, so it makes it difficult for them to go to school during these times. Now looking at the banking, Rwanda receives about $1,314 million in foreign aid in a year, and most banks in Rwanda, including the largest, are public. About 36% of Rwandans have bank accounts, and about the same amount have access to banking services. Rwanda has received about over $147 million in 2021 from the US and a lot from other countries as well, and are using this to build health, economic growth, education, democracy, and governance. However, they still are one of the most aid-dependent countries in the world, and they hope to reduce this in the future. Haiti has received $1.3 billion in aid in about 1 year. In Haiti, the Bank of the Republic of Haiti is owned by the government and it's public. Haiti has one of the lowest rates of access to financial services in the world, with fewer than 2 bank branches per 100,000 people. Also, about 10,000 NGOs operate in the country, some of the biggest being Hope for Haiti and Care Haiti, which focus on helping increase the amount of people being educated. In terms of MDG targets, neither Rwanda nor Haiti has met all of their targets, including not having the number of people in poverty and not all women and children having decent employment and productive work. Also, all children are not able to go to school, but each country hopes to take significant steps to eliminating these barriers in the future.
So in this section, we're going to be discussing Rwanda and Haiti's human capital, economic system, industries, and more. So what are ways Rwanda is improving their human capital? Well, in the education sector, the government has been increasing access to education through the programs such as 9-year basic education program and the competence-based curriculum, which essentially shifts the focus of education from acquisition of knowledge to a more like application-based schooling system. And then in the health sector, Rwanda has established over 1,000 new health posts in just the year of 2021, which actually changed the average patient's walking time to healthcare from 47 minutes to 24 minutes. So that's been an awesome way they've increased their access to healthcare, as well as through the community-based health insurance program. And then in the job sector, programs such as National Employment and Youth Connect programs help to provide vocational training and job support and job security and things like that. And then in the technological area of things, Rwanda has started the Kigali Innovation City project, which aims to create this an ecosystem that fosters technological innovation. So on this side, you can see this is what Kigali looks like. Clearly a city that's very urban planned and resourceful. So ways that Rwanda could further improve, though, is by focusing on innovation. And this means supporting their accelerators, startup hubs, providing mentorship and training programs, continuing to emphasize a STEM education. And by doing all of these things, we'll see that leveraging technology will also help support and drive growth in our information technology, agriculture, and healthcare sectors. And on a graph, what this looks like is the long-run aggregate supply increasing due to an increase in a permanent increase in productivity. However, interferences could be that extreme poverty, of course, in Rwanda, as well as political instability. In Haiti, education has also been being improved through programs like the Education for All campaign, as well as health. However, there are very few Haiti-specific healthcare programs. Primarily, it's going to be international nonprofit orgs providing health services. In the job area, skill development is being is being emphasized through Youth Build Haiti and Centre de Formation Fritz Lafontaine. And then in the technological sector, Haiti actually hosts an annual tech summit, which brings together, local and international stakeholders and allows everyone to kind of exchange ideas and discuss ways Haiti's technological ecosystem can be improved, ways it has been improving, etc. Yet to further build on this, Haiti could really focus on education, as their education system currently isn't equitable. Rather than doing that skill-based schooling which we're seeing, they should also emphasize STEM, as that will allow for a future in innovation and science advancements. And we're going to see an increase in LRAS as a permanent change of innovation and technology will, of course, bring supply to increase permanently as well. And some interferences, again, political instability. We see a lot of corruption in Haiti government, so that could prevent Haiti's success. Rwanda is a mixed economy, so a combination of private and government regulated, while Haiti is a completely free market economy. And as for primary resources and industries, Rwanda's main natural resources are going to be tin, tantalum, tungsten, things like that, while Haiti's are going to be bauxite, like the ore, oil, natural gas, gold, copper. So Rwanda's major industries are agriculture, mining, tourism, while major industries of Haiti are agriculture, textiles, apparel, handicrafts, more of those time-consuming kind of work.
This is the government, corruption, and informal market of Rwanda and Haiti. Rwanda has a multi-party republic, a republic with an executive president, as well as a multi-party democratic system. Its government has three main branches: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. The president is elected to a 7-year term, which is renewable once. Haiti has a republican-style government with executive, legislative, and judicial powers as well, and they vote on a president to be in the executive power, but they cannot serve for more than 2 years consecutively. For stability, Rwanda's government maintains strict control throughout the country. It adopts many policies to support its people, such as poverty reduction, nutrition, and equality policies, and currently does not have any other major threatening political oppositions. So overall, very stable. Haiti, on the other hand, due to climate instability and multiple natural disasters, the Haitian government finds itself in constant despair and instability, but largely also because of its violence run by various gangs and criminal activity, which is also an important destabilizing factor. So overall, their government is very unstable. So is there a problem with corruption, and how serious or extensive is it? With Rwanda, it's not as extensive, but political repression has been noticed, with opposing parties facing many difficulties and registration obstacles. Members of these opposing political parties have been imprisoned and convicted under questionable evidence, but overall remains Africa's third least corrupt country, according to the Transparency International Rwanda. In 2003, Rwanda made the Office of Ombudsman to assist in preventing and fighting corruption and injustices. Haiti, on the other hand, is a very highly corrupt country. Due to the high political instability, like the assassination of the president Jovenel Moïse, armed group dominance and gang violence grew, and today the population suffers from hunger, violence, and dislocation without a leader. Now let's talk about their informal markets. In Rwanda, around 90% of employment was informal, according to the Rwanda Labor Force survey in 2021. An estimated 32% of Rwanda's GDP comes from the informal sector, which was mostly agriculture, as well as construction, wholesale retail trade, vehicle repairs, storage, transport, and manufacturing, according to the International Labour Organization. Also, according to World Bank blogs, over 90% of its enterprises are part of the informal sector as well. In Haiti, according to World Economics, Haiti's informal economy is 55%, but even its formal market is poorly regulated. Part of its informal economy is illegal drug trade, since Haiti is a transshipment country for drugs. In my opinion, this is very bad, because when a large percentage of a country's market is informal, the government might not be able to collect enough tax revenue to use to develop the country's infrastructure, healthcare, education, and more. Furthermore, people might have limited access to finance and credit, so opening and or expanding businesses is much more difficult. Productivity can be lowered as well, since many might not fully utilize their skills in the informal market employment. Social protection is also hard to acquire as well when the government can't monitor their businesses. Stability and potential threats. In Rwanda, the governments are stable, but this might be because of its aggressive shutdown of political oppositions, jailing them, so any threats are pretty much shut down immediately. In Haiti, they are barely staying above a failed state, so their main threats are gang influence and violence as well as natural disasters, which have already affected them a lot. In Rwanda, people have been relatively supportive of their government system since it has implemented many policies to benefit its population and has improved since the Rwandan genocide. So the economy will improve in both short term and long term, with Rwanda's economy already growing in 2023 despite flood-related disasters. In Haiti, the Biden administration has provided funds in January of 2024 for Haiti to implement fair elections and support national police, and has sanctioned some officials and gang leaders as a punishment. This will only help, though, if the officials who are given the funds choose to implement the right policies and implement them correctly. In the long run, if the funds are used correctly, Haiti might see an improvement in standard of living and potentially economically as well, if they allocate their resources correctly. Corruption. Corruption in positions of power in Rwanda can prevent the people from choosing what is best for them and potentially lead to misallocation of resources if officials are unaware of what really is needed to develop the economy and better the standard of living, though corruption in Rwanda remains relatively low. In Haiti, Haiti is a transit country for many drugs such as cannabis and heroin, so it provides gangs with funds to purchase weapons that are then used to terrorize the general population and threaten them to do as you're told. And also, gangs block the general population from receiving many resources and relief. Gangs have ruined any chances of Haiti benefiting from tourism because of widespread fear of the gang and violence. So Haiti is currently stuck in mainly the primary sector of agriculture. To reduce corruption, Rwanda currently does have policies in place to prevent and reduce corruption, such as the anti-corruption policy, as well as signing the AUCPCC. Furthermore, Rwanda is encouraging their civilians to actively call out corruption, though claims of unjust imprisonment of journalists and political oppositions remain. In Haiti, to reduce corruption, they would have to create a more formal government with an elected leader, ideally, and increase protective measures and incentivize police employment to increase security measures as well to prevent gang violence from increasing and keeping the people safe.
Hi, my name is Rashita, and I'm going to be discussing tax revenue, income inequality, and property rights of Haiti and Rwanda. Rwanda's primary source of tax revenue is the value-added tax. A substantial proportion of Rwanda's economy operates informally. Tax collection from informal businesses is challenging due to their unregistered status and a lack of formal accounting. Leaving potential tax revenue going uncollected. Despite efforts by the RRA, Rwanda Revenue Authority, to bring these operators into the tax net through simplified tax regimes and education, a significant portion remained untaxed. Rwanda's heavy reliance on the value-added tax creates a disproportionate burden on lower-income individuals. The primary source of tax revenue for Haiti is custom duties, sales tax, and income taxes. Their economy heavily relies on imports, making customs duties a significant source of government revenue. Haiti's tax system faces various challenges, including a narrow tax base due to the intensive informal sector, limited administrative capacity for tax collection and enforcement. The evasion of custom duties remains a persistent issue. For example, there have been numerous cases of underreporting the value of imported goods at Haitian ports as a way to pay less in customs duties. This practice deprives the government of crucial revenue and undermines local industries. So, Now we will discuss the property rights of Rwanda and Haiti. Rwanda undertook a comprehensive land tenure reform aiming to register all land by 2013. Rural landowners have found the registration process to be complex and costly due to their limited access to registration centers. Rwanda's land consolidation policy has faced criticism for infringing on smallholder farmers' property rights. Under this policy, farmers are coerced into growing specific crops for the government. This has raised concerns about farmers' autonomy over their land. Rwanda also operates under a dual land tenure system, combining formal law and traditional practices, while the government has promoted formal registration of land through the land tenure regularization program. Customary land tenure still coexists, especially in rural areas. However, this can create confusion over land ownership. Haiti, with Haiti's property rights, with the destruction of land records and displacement of thousands of people from Haiti's earthquake in 2010, establishing rightful ownership has become a prominent issue. Haiti has a large proportion of land under informal or customary tenure systems, especially in rural areas. Traditional practices and unwritten agreements mostly govern land ownership, leading to unclear boundaries and challenges in formalizing property rights. Haiti's legal framework governing property rights is characterized by inconsistency and gaps in enforcement. The legal system lacks clarity, making it difficult for individuals to understand and assert their property rights. So now we will discuss the income inequality between Rwanda and Haiti. Rwanda's Gini coefficient is 0.43, indicating a moderate level of income inequality. Rwanda has experienced significant economic growth over the past 2 decades, with annual GDP growth averaging about 7 to 8%. However, this growth has not been evenly distributed. While urban areas, particularly Kigali, have seen booming construction and service sectors, rural areas remain predominantly agricultural. The majority of Rwanda's population is engaged in subsistence farming with limited access to markets and capital. In contrast, urban areas, especially Kigali, have seen an increase in development projects. The government's push for urbanization aims to balance this disparity, but there's still an existing significant gap in income and living standards between urban and rural areas. Now, Haiti's Gini coefficient is 0.61. This high coefficient signifies significant disparities in income distribution. Several factors contributing to this extreme inequality in Haiti are the historical patterns of land ownership, limited access to education and healthcare, political instability, and weak infrastructure all play significant roles. Moreover, the aftermath of natural disasters such as the 2010 earthquake and hurricanes have increased the socioeconomic disparities, disproportionately affecting the poorest communities. Efforts to address income inequality in Haiti require comprehensive strategies focused on improving access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities.
And our final decision is
The U.S. government decided to give aid to Rwanda because the human capital improvement programs are already set in place and infrastructure is on the right path leading towards transportation, so better trade. They also have less political instability, so they have a less chance of wasting their foreign aid. And we decided to not give foreign aid to Haiti because it's a riskier investment, so we would have to start from scratch, essentially, because of their past of political instability, social unrest, natural disasters, and that would make it very difficult for investors to make a long-term positive impact compared to Rwanda.
So, for which country is more likely to grow over the next 50 years? We believe Rwanda because looking at their economy, their secondary and tertiary sectors, which are industry, like factory work, as well as the service industry, are really growing. So, this includes mining, tourism, and other services. And all of these industries are rapidly growing and they're very profitable because they also draw in tourists. And this just means that it can generate a lot of revenue for Rwanda. Haiti, however, in Haiti, a lot of their industry is agriculture, which falls under the primary sector, but also includes textiles, apparels, and handicrafts. And just overall, all of these things are more likely to be sold domestically, not as much internationally or traded. So this means that it's less profitable, and also this means that they would have slower growth because Rwanda is already on the secondary and tertiary sector and Haiti is only at the first sector, then that would mean it would grow slower.
So the area that we picked that each country should mainly focus on in order to have an economic growth and development would be infrastructure. And that's because if you invest in infrastructure, there will be a long-term effect in other areas, which will be later explained. But firstly, if you invest in roads, in water, in telecommunications, construction of buildings, and etc., there will be an automatic international attention to the country, because the country will become a more habitable country and one which businesses and firms will want to invest in. So by bringing this foreign investment into the country, there will be economic growth and development in the long run. If we construct buildings too, there will be places where people can go get health treatments, get medical assistance, and even education, which are pretty important parts of a developed country if you want your citizens to be happy, healthy, and educated. Lastly, it will contribute to exports and transportation of goods and services, since if you invest and construct buildings in which there will be production of goods and services, and later have roads and transportation in which you can export those goods and services and even import from other countries. There is that incentivization of trade and growth in the economy, as well as development in the country. So for Rwanda, if they invest in infrastructure, they could reduce their trade deficit, which is caused by their transportation issues, and make transportation more cost effective, as seen that 7% of their total GDP is from their roads and transportation, which would decrease the overall cost of exporting and importing goods and services, and would allow businesses to export for cheaper, which allows for there to be growth and development in the country. And for Haiti's situation, if they invest in infrastructure, there could be long-term returns compared to other sectors, since we do see that they have certain natural disasters. If they don't have a good investment, they would literally just be wasting their government's money, since they're currently and constantly being destroyed by natural disasters. If they invest in a strong infrastructure, it will last longer and through their many climate issues. This can also generate a steady income and have larger social impacts, because it would improve access to transportation, energy, water, telecommunications, etc. This would also benefit the local population, and it would contribute to Haiti's overall development and stability, as it would allow for firms to thrive in the country.